Today's December 19th, 2024. It's the eve of 2025. This journey has taken me more than 4 years now, and I feel like I'm not even close yet. I'm making incremental progress, however. Things that I did not know in the past are becoming clearer as the days go by. It sounds like I'm It sounds like I'm marooned on Mars and recording this all by my lonesome. And YouTube is a channel that I'm using to tie myself to the external world. So what I've discovered, there's a couple of things that I'm becoming more aware of. The first part is uh, the first part essentially is understanding that sizing is a very important part of the overall landscape of trading. And emotion and sizing can either have a extinguishing kind of a situation or an explosive kind of a situation. That's the first part. Now, the second part that I've recently uh, discovered is that there is a drawdown. So I'm thinking to myself, when I make that trade, I'm thinking to myself, just on a surface level, that the trade is going to work out. But I never consider what could happen. What could happen if the trade doesn't go my way? And tying in the the percentage and the rate of my efficacy in trading needs to count those instances where my trading is counter to my thesis. Without it, uh, without it, I could be essentially looking at a severe loss. So when I size in, I need to consider the drawdown to the point where I'm saying to myself, if this trade goes against me, then I'm going to be satisfied with the result at a certain amount. Now, if I don't consider what the drawdown is and I only consider what my gain will be, if there is a serious pullback, it can essentially, it essentially, what that will do is essentially it's going to um, breach my account. That's what happens. It just breaches it because I haven't considered how far the drawdown is. But once I consider what the drawdown is, then I can calculate what the size is, so that what do I need to do and how long do I need to hold it to achieve the profit target that I have in mind. What I've noticed about Forex trading is that there's a lot of spikes up and down in many of the situations. It's not a rarity. It happens quite often. And therefore, if I'm not sized right, that single spike can have a detrimental impact on my trading. So this is something that I've traded 300 prop firm challenges. I lost. I was in a mental state of just having to just do, believing that ultimately, if I keep it up without reinforcing with feedbacks and reviews, and those things never occur to me, and that is a state of mind of gambling. And that state of mind of gambling is a perpetual walk in a treadmill. Okay, a gerbil wheel. It's a gerbil wheel. It's a perpetual walk on the gerbil wheel without having constant feedback on the things that I've done to change the course of my behavior in trading. If I don't do that, then I'm essentially the 300 platform challenge losses are a primary and is a stupefying example of how severely lacking my review is to get to the point where I've lost 300 platform challenges. And and when I look at myself, I'm thinking to myself, boy, you seem to be like an average human being, but somehow that missing link, that missing link to logical thinking, barred by that gambling and addictive personality, severed severed the actions that I took to the uh, the logical side, and it perpetuated for the past 2 years. Breaking free, I don't know how I broke free from it, but it's somehow I broke free from it. I cannot describe how that happened, but it just broke through. The it's a it seems to be like it seems to be a complete out of body experience. It's like Body Snatcher. There's a movie called Body Snatcher, and it seems that need to trade caused my body to be inhabited by this a gambling person that was inside me that kept me hostage for 300 platform challenges, and it just perpetuated. And this seems to be a perfect example of what addiction is. It's an addiction that supersedes any logical thinking. And now I've come to a conclusion about the significance of drawdowns and what that impact is. Now that's the logical side that never entered into the picture because it was blocked by the addictive personality that was there, that was barring any logic and reasoning to filter into the self right now.